This time we're taking a look at the Borg Soong expansion. This one comes with a bunch of independent and some new Borg upgrades, so we'll take a look. And we have our Borg Type 3 ship. So I think in other games they call it the assimilator. It's got a decent maneuverability. Uses a standard maneuvering instead of the normal Borg maneuvering that the cube and the sphere have had. Very fast. Even has a come about in there. Now you can see it's got a 1 in every number all the way up to the 6. Got that 4 red come about. Some 2 banks and 3 tight turns. There's our name version, the Soong, and it is unique, and you can see it has both Borg and independent factions. We have 6 attack, 1 agility, 7 hull, 5 shield. It has 1 Borg upgrade, 1 tech upgrade, 1 weapon upgrade, 2 crew upgrades for 38 points. You have evasive, target lock, and scan. And after performing a 5 straight maneuver, if there's no enemy ships within your forward fire arc, you can perform evasive as a free action. Kind of nice. And we have our generic. The generic loses the independent, so it's just a Borg faction. You lose 1 shield, and you lose one of your crew upgrades for 36 points. For captains, we have Lore, who's unique. Captain skill is 7, 1 elite talent, 4 points, and he's independent. He adds 1 crew upgrade slot to your bar. During the roll attack dice step, you can discard 1 of your crew upgrades to gain +1 attack die for that attack. And the bottom part's kind of nice. You can assign any elite talent upgrade to your ship regardless of faction restriction, and you don't have to pay the faction penalty when assigning a elite talent to your ship. Next we have Hugh. He's unique. Captain skill of 4, 2 points. He's also independent. And all of your crew upgrades cost 1 squadron point less, and you do not pay faction penalties when assigning Borg upgrades to your ship. Then we have our generic Borg drone as a captain. He's also independent faction. For our elite talents, we have diversionary tactics. This is unique. Independent faction, 5 points. Discard this card and 1 of your crew upgrades to target a ship that's within range 1 to 2 of your ship and not in your forward firing arc. Target ship must discard 1 of its crew upgrades of its choice and cannot attack your ship this round. You get a reminder token that you can put on the ship to remind yourself that it can't attack you this round. Next we have Experimental Link. It's also unique. This one's Borg faction for 5 points. During the modify attack step of the combat phase, you may discard this card and spend up to 3 of your drone tokens, or disable up to 3 of your crew upgrades to re-roll any number of your attack dice are equal to the number of drones you spent or the upgrades you disabled. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Borg captain. So basically you're discarding this, so it's a one-time use, and then you can either spend drones or discard crew to re-roll. Has its uses. I think you're better off with just a tactical drone, using that to re-roll. For crew, we have a bunch of the named Borg that were on Lore's ship. Start off with Croesus. He's unique. He's Borg and independent. 5 points. As an action, you can discard this card and target a ship at range 1. You can disable a crew or tech upgrade of your choice on that ship. Then steal a crew choice of your choice from that ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. If this upgrade is deployed to a ship with a Borg captain, you must spend 2 2 drone tokens to perform the action. So a lot of these actually hurt you if you have a Borg captain, but at the same time they really become powerful when combined with mixed faction fleets, and a lot of people like to run Picard on a Borg ship as Locutus. Next we have Koval, another unique. Borg and independent, 1 point. You can discard this card at any time to prevent 1 of your other crew upgrades from being disabled or discarded. If this upgrade is deployed on a ship with a Borg captain, you must spend a drone token to use this ability. Again, it hurts you if you're using it on a Borg pure ship, but if you're using it on a mixed faction ship with a non-Borg captain, definitely useful. Next we have Torsus, unique, Borg and independent for 2 points. As an action, you can discard this card to increase your captain skill by 2 until the end phase. If this is deployed to a ship with a Borg captain, you have to spend a drone token. I think all the crew on here have that ability again. Definitely wanting to put these on a ship that has a non-Borg captain. Then you have your reminder token to give yourself the +2 captain skill till the end of the turn. And last we have Bosus. It's also unique. Borg and independent for 2 points. And if an enemy ship causes any of your crew upgrades to be discarded, you can place those upgrades face down beneath this card. Then as an action, you can discard this card and all the cards beneath it. For each card that was discarded by this action, including this one, you gain +1 attack die when attacking with your primary weapon this round. And this one, if you deploy it on a ship that has a Borg captain, it costs you 2 drone tokens to activate. It comes with a nice +X attack reminder token. For weapon upgrades, we have a rather standard photon torpedo. Borg faction this time, 6 points. 5 attack, range 2 to 3. Requires a target lock. And if the ship is damaged by this attack, destroy 1 additional active shield if possible. And if fired from a Borg ship, add +1 attack die. So because it's a Borg version, it's a little bit different than a standard photon torpedo, which is kind of nice. Next we have forward weapons array. Another Borg faction upgrade, 6 points, 3 attack, range 1 to 3. You discard this card to target up to 3 ships in your forward firing arc, so it's a discard to use. You make a separate attack with this weapon against each of these 3 ships. If you attack 1 ship with this weapon, add +3 to the attack dice, so it becomes a 6 die attack against a single target. If you attack 2 ships with this weapon, add +1 attack to each, or +1 die to each attack, so it becomes a 4 attack versus 2 targets, or 6 attack versus 1 target, or 3 attack versus 3 targets. Definitely an interesting weapon. And +5 points if purchased for a non-Borg ship. Our only tech upgrade in this expansion is Subspace Distortion. 6 points. As an action, you can discard this card to perform the action. Each time you defend this round, instead of rolling your normal defense dice, you roll a number of defense dice equal to your starting shield value. During the modified defense step of the combat phase, you may re-roll a number of blank results equal to your active shields. You can't attack in the round that you use this. That's one of our reminder tokens. I see this being useful on this ship because of its limited fire arc, and possibly on the other Borg ships because of the upcoming OP that involves the giant Borg cube. But other than that, I can't see this getting a lot of use on the spheres and tactical cubes other than in that scenario. Basically because you're losing your own attack to gain all that extra defense. Definitely useful on this ship where you may not be able to attack because of your limited fire arc. And our Borg upgrade that came with this set is the Transwarp Conduit. 6 points, Borg faction. As an action, you discard this card, remove your ship from the play area, discard all tokens except for auxiliary power tokens, and during the end phase you place your ship back in the play area. You cannot place your ship within range 1 to 3 of an enemy, and it can only be purchased for a Borg ship. Basically the same thing as the one that the Species 8472 have. Besides all the upgrades that come with this one, you got your normal, you got 5 shields, target lock PP, you have your critical and auxiliary power tokens, scan and evasive, pair of disable tokens, and then a variety of reminder tokens that go with your various cards. We have these away team tokens and the special rules card that goes with them. We'll talk about them in a minute. The mission for this time is the Descent. And I haven't played it, but it involves an away team, which is why they gave you the new away team tokens, which can not only be used for this, but for any other mission that involves away teams rather than putting the disable tokens. Kind of an awkward ship. This one doesn't have quite as much detail as the other Borg ships have. It's odd shaped, if you ever saw the episode it was in. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be, but in scale-wise, it's about half the size it actually should be. But still gives the idea of a large ship. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to light this one up. Maybe a single LED in the centerpiece here. But definitely could use a nice paint job. Here we have our base for the named with its dual factions. Front 90-degree arc. And there's our generic with just a Borg faction. Again, front 90-degree arc. This expansion came with a away team tokens and an additional rules card here for them. It basically explains how to use them. They're pretty self-explanatory. The biggest thing with them is that originally, according to the rule book, when one of your crewmen went on an away team, you would disable them. And the problem is, disabled crewmen can be re-enabled as for an action, whereas an away team member has to meet specific requirements, namely beaming back to the ship to remove their token. So having a separate token to use instead of the disable one leads to less confusion later on. And the basic idea is whenever a crewman leaves your team as part of an away team, you're going to put one of these away team tokens on their card. And they're no longer on your ship. You no longer gain any benefits from them, including your captain. If you were to use it on your captain's skill becomes 1 and you lose any benefit of your captain's abilities. So basically, yeah, it doesn't change any rules. It just it further explains all of them. The big thing is that it differentiates from the old disable token. The away team tokens first made their appearance in the Gorn Arena OP. They didn't come with the additional rules card then, which was kind of funny, but they were part of the scenario. So now they made them official, gave them a rules card, and you can get some with this expansion if you didn't get any with the map elements that came from the arena. All in all, it's a pretty cool expansion. You got a lot of new independent stuff in here, a lot of cool new Borg stuff. The fact that the ship moves more like a standard ship instead of the normal straight forward, backward, left, right maneuvering that the sphere and cube get makes it a little more interesting to play. A little harder to play because you're back to planning maneuvers. Doesn't feel like easy mode like the other ones were. May get some of the anti-Borg players out there to lighten up a little bit. It's not quite as overpowered as the other ones while still being a powerful ship. It can take a lot of hits, it can shell out a lot of damage. The limited fire arc again makes it a little less powerful when compared to some of the other Borg ships. All in all though, it's an interesting ship. Good upgrades all around. Transwarp Conduit I can see being very useful. The forward weapons array, not so much. I could definitely see the forward weapon array being used on other ships. At 11 points, it's a little steep. Maybe large games. Anyway, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.